Alicen Breaux with us, and Alicen is a Diamond Ambassador with Plexus, and I'm going to let her start. First of all, welcome, Alicen, and thanks for joining us today. Will you start by telling everybody how you got involved with Plexus?
Okay, so to tell you how I got involved, first I want to give y'all just a little history of where I was before Plexus, because that really helps to explain my story and why I'm so passionate about the business. Before I joined Plexus, I was in probably one of the worst relationships and worst financial situations that you could possibly be in. I had my little boy when I was 19. His dad is a severe addict. So I was in a bad relationship, bad time, supporting bad habits. Pretty much the way I supported my son, it got so bad that we were living off of credit cards. I discovered credit cards, unfortunately, something you never want to discover if you haven't already. And I would open a credit card, use it, max it out, and then go online to look for my next credit card. And I wasn't using credit cards to go buy clothes and different things like that. I was literally buying food and anything I could pay for to get us by with our credit cards. So at one time I had 6 credit cards open and maxed out, and no possible way that I was even going to be able to pay those credit cards. So I finally got to a depressed state, and my mom, I was living in Thibodaux, Louisiana. My mom came get me, and she's like, okay, you have to get out of this situation. So I got out of the relationship I was in and moved back to my hometown. When I moved back here, I met Roland, which is now my husband. We got together. Not long after we got together, I found out about Plexus. I found out about Plexus via Facebook. I saw a girl that I know post on Facebook that she was trying this little pink drink stuff, and I was like, okay, and kept scrolling, didn't pay any more attention to it. And then about 2 weeks later, I saw her say, oh gosh, I lost 10 pounds in 2 weeks. Okay, so now she had my full attention because I wanted to lose weight. So I bought a supply from her. Of course, skeptical, thinking this is probably not going to work. I'm probably going to lose my money. I actually only had a little extra money at the time because I had just done my taxes. So bought it, fell in love with the product. In conversation with my parents, I was telling them, I bought this stuff. It's called Plexus, and I lost 5 pounds my first week. And my dad says, Alicen, I think that's that stuff. That Gina Foray, which is another one of our diamonds, I think that's that business she's in. And I said, oh, okay. And he says, Alicen, she's doing really good with the business. She's making some good money. I know that you could do this, and I know that you could really use the extra money. And to be honest with you, the person I bought from was still new in the company, so she never even mentioned joining the company to me. And honestly, if she would have, I probably would have ignored it and told her no way. But it coming from my dad was totally different, and I'm like, okay, and he even offered to pay for me. He says, I'll pay for you, and so you can get started. So I was like, whatever, not thinking it was ever going to turn into anything, because I had never been in network marketing. I had people who tried to get me to sell Mary Kay and stuff before, but never did it. So my dad lent me the money to sign up to get my kit, and originally our deal was that I was going to give him 50% of my profit that I made with Plexus. And so I got my kit. I was going to pay him back, and then it was going to be a 50-50 deal. We were going to share a profit. So I got my kit, sold my kit right away, and so I went back to him and I said, Dad, how about I give you 20% or 25% of what I'm making instead of 50%, because I might be able to do something with this. And he's like, okay, that's fine. And then I bought some more product, and I sold all kind of products like my first few weeks, and I went back and I said, Dad, how about every time I get a Plexus check, I take you and Mom out to eat dinner. I didn't want to give him a percent anymore because at that point I saw the potential in the business. So he's like, okay, Alicen, whatever. And he jokes around now and he says, if I would have just taken 1%, if I'd have just asked for 1%, I would be good to go. So we take my parents out to eat often. Got started in the business. It kind of just took off from posting on Facebook. I posted on Facebook, I lost 5 pounds, and that's all it took. People started, wanting what I had, and then I started talking about the business and the money I was making, and at that time, making an extra $100 a month to cover my electricity bill or my, anything was huge to me. So I never dreamed that it would turn out to be what it is now. At 10.5 months, I turned emerald. I reached the emerald level, and my husband said, Alicen, one of my dreams was always to stay home with my son before he started kindergarten, at least one summer, and I really never thought that was ever going to happen. But here it was, right before he was going to start kindergarten, and my husband says, Alicen, actually, I don't even think we were married yet, but he says, you're making 5 times your monthly income with Plexus. Quit your job. And I was scared to death because I've always worked. Since I've been 14 years old, I've always worked 1, 2, even 3 jobs at a time, especially since I had my little boy. But I did it. I quit my job, and I am so glad I did. Because I love staying home. I love the flexibility. I love being able to do what I want when I want and not having to answer to a boss. So I quit my job, and then 6 months later, my business had exploded even more, and so I told my husband, why don't you quit your job and stay home with me too? And of course, he had no objections to that. So he said, okay. So he quit. He was working in the plants. He quit his job. And ever since then, we've both been home together. Now, just to tell you where I am now.
Let me ask you a question real quick, Alicen. You started at what age?
I started at the age of 24.
Okay, and you were an emerald in 10 months. How long
so I was 25.
Okay, and how long from there did it take you to become a diamond ambassador?
I turned diamond around July of 2013. So it was actually I was 26 when I turned diamond.
And you were our youngest diamond ambassador, correct?
Correct.
Are you still our youngest diamond ambassador?
Correct. I'm still our youngest diamond. I'm still our youngest diamond ambassador. Alisa Atkins and I are both the same age. She has me beat by a few months.
Okay.
I'm still the youngest.
Awesome. Well, very cool. I was wondering about that, if there were any, of the newbies that had come in and knocked you off of that throne or not.
No, I'm still the baby.
Well, very good. That's pretty awesome. I have a son that is just a little younger than you, and he is, in the business as well. Fixing to get married in just a few weeks, and he and his wife-to-be are both ambassadors, so we're hoping that they will go as far as you are.
That's awesome.
Little question here. Now, how much weight have you lost? I think you've been through the weight loss part twice, right?
Yeah. Round 1, I lost 40 pounds. And then I got pregnant, so I gained all of that back plus more. Now I'm on round 2, and it was not as stressful gaining all the weight as it was my first time, because I knew as soon as I had the baby I was going to have Plexus. So in round 2, I've lost 47 pounds and 29.5 inches so far.
Sweet, very good. Now, I know Plexus Slim is obviously one of your favorite products. Do you have any of our other products that you use or that you really love and can tell us anything about that's done for you?
I'm pretty much a Plexus junkie. I am. I use all of our products. I use the Plexus Slim, the Accelerator, BioCleanse, ProBio 5, X Factor, Plexus 96. I use everything except for our pain line. I don't use that yet. I do have the pain cream in case I get, pull a muscle or do anything like that, but I don't have any pain yet. I'm still a little bit young,
You're
so
still
hopefully I
young for
won't
that.
have pain. Hopefully I won't have any pain for a while, but besides that, I use everything, and choosing one product that would be my favorite would be really hard to do.
Right. Now, is your husband a co-ambassador with you?
He is. He's a senior Ruby ambassador, hopefully to be Emerald really soon. So, yeah, we're business partners.
Anybody else in your family in the business?
My mom is a Plexus ambassador, and recently I had a few family members that joined. Everybody knows family's the hardest to get on board.
Right.
But recently I had an aunt and two aunts and two cousins join, so I'm really excited to have some family on board with me now.
Well, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. How big is your team?
Yeah, I mean, I probably have at least 17,000 people on my team.
Awesome. Now, how far stretched are they? Are you outside of the United States or just in the States?
Oh, we're all over. We have ambassadors in Kuwait. We have ambassadors in Australia, Canada. Everywhere that Plexus can be in, we have ambassadors.
How cool is that? All before the age of 30. Golly,
Yeah.
I mean, you got a ways to go to hit 30 yet, so that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So Dad still wants his money back or not?
We take them. Well, see, he gets a lot. One of my goals is that I will take care of my parents one day. When he can no longer work, I plan on being set and being able to take care of them. We take them out to eat supper a lot and treat them. I treated them to Maui my first year that we went to Maui. So, yeah, he's getting paid back.
That is so cool. I just absolutely love that part of your story. I think it is so great. Of course, like everybody else, their parents are so supportive, but I think that is just really, really cool part of your story that he was like, girl, you got to do this.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. Now, how many Emerald ambassadors do you have, or Emerald or above, on your team?
Oh, gosh.
A lot.
I have no idea. I have a lot. I have a few diamonds, some sapphires.
Awesome.
I'm lucky to have people like Angie Harrell, Jennifer Poole, Celeste Gwynn, Jen Hawkins, Erin Harrison. I have a ton. I have a ton of Emerald and above in my downline. I'm very blessed with a really good team.
Very good. Well, we've got a few of those that'll be on with us later on today as well. So we'll be hearing from them. I hope you stay tuned with us throughout the day and check out everything that we've got going on. Appreciate your time, and we will talk to you soon.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. The Plexus Virtual Summit is brought to you by independent Plexus ambassadors and is not a sponsored event by Plexus Worldwide. The Plexus Virtual Summit, independent Plexus ambassadors, and Plexus Worldwide do not claim to cure, treat, or prevent any disease and take no responsibility for personal actions taken after the summit. Always consult with your doctor before beginning any diet and exercise program. Most participants in the summit are not medical personnel, and those who are do not know your medical history, so please consult with your physician if there are any concerns prior to and during your Plexus journey. All inspirational testimonies, posts, and tips should not be considered medical advice and are not representative of Plexus Worldwide. There are tips, inspirations, and motivation provided to you based solely on the personal results or opinions of individual speakers or postings.